Guys, I get asked all the time, Iman, what would you do if you were starting from ground zero, if you had absolutely nothing, if you're trying to build up your business, your online businesses, start getting a little bit of success with this whole online thing, what would you do? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video now. As you guys might notice, obviously I'm not here at my regular setup. I mean, luckily I have a similar monitor, got my computer, other crap, but you can tell obviously this is not my desk, nor is this my house. That's quite evident. I don't have this room in my house, and the reason that is I'm actually here at my business partner's place here in Holland. I have a little business trip out here, seeing a client and two potential clients. So that's one of the reasons I came out here, but honestly the coming out here wasn't really that necessary. The reason I'm here is the reason I'm shooting this video for you guys, and that is isolation. That is being alone with yourself and having a place where you can just focus on a project, focus on a goal, or this one thing you want to achieve, and just just absolutely destroy it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm working on a back end funnel for the personal brand and affiliate marketing business, and this is something I need ridiculous amounts of focus for, because this thing is going to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions, if it all goes to plan and accordingly. So it's something you would probably want to take quite serious, and that's literally why I booked a freaking flight out here, is to be alone. And if I was starting out, if I was broke or I had very little money, if I had $5,000 in the bank account, right, and it was possible. Now I understand for a lot of you guys, you have family to deal with, you have a girlfriend to deal with, you have this to deal with, that to do. I understand. But if you can, book a ticket out to Austria, book a ticket out to some remote place in America, book a ticket out to Iceland, book a ticket out and stay for 3 months in a place which is super cheap, right? So you can get some shitty apartment in the center of Austria, or if you want to go to even maybe like the center of Barcelona, you could get a decent place, like whatever it may be, and just be with yourself for 3 months. Get away from your friends, get away from the things, the day-to-day activities that you're doing which aren't bringing you the results you want. Get away from your family that's maybe whispering in your ear that this is a terrible idea. You need to just be isolated. And guys, that's why I'm here in Holland. That's why I'm here. Bob, my business partner, he's not sat at the desk with me. He's in his company offices dealing with his shit, so I'm left here all day for a week just to meditate, to work, and that's it. Literally for 12 hours a day for a week, right? And there's no distractions when a friend calls me up and goes, hey, I'm getting a table this Friday. You want to come to the club? Or hey, you want to just grab a coffee? Or some business associate hits me up and goes, hey, I'd like to get your opinion on this new project. It's very, very simple. I'm in Holland, and that's the end of that. And I don't know. If I was starting from ground zero and I had to deal with my friends going, look, this weekend, luckily I never really had friends like that, because I've always made it apparent, people used to think I was crazy when it came to my ambition and my drive. I wasn't crazy. It just took a little while for it to be apparent that what I was doing, the meditating, the reading, the being alone with myself, the constant strive for more. It just took a little while for that to show that it was actually going somewhere. But I can't imagine, say, in a different scenario, I'm trying to build my online business, and every single Friday my friends are calling me and going, hey, let's go to the fucking pub and get smashed, or let's go do this thing or that thing. I can't imagine that. And I think it's such a bad environment to build your online business. If you could just sacrifice 3-4 months in isolation, just being on your own, working on this thing that's going to literally provide you for the rest of your life, that would be my advice for someone starting out, because I honestly think that's the most important thing. I think isolation is where you grow. And I think so many people these days with social media and television and YouTube and all these distractions and things are just meant to make sure that we never have to deal with being alone with ourselves. And I think that's the scariest thing for everyone, is just having some alone time. But I'm telling you, if you want to get into deep work, you know, the way I can tell usually, and there are outliers, there are people that this doesn't apply for. Usually the way I can tell someone isn't successful is if their attention span is short. If they're constantly on their phone, and I this is something I struggle with too, considering that like I run businesses on my phone. I make so much money on my phone, you know. But I can tell when someone doesn't have those times where they're just alone with themselves, or doesn't do, you know, some sort of mindfulness practice or reading or anything like that. Usually I can tell they're broke, because you know, read a book, Deep Work, I think it's Cal Newport or Newman, something like that. That'll show you exactly. Or read a book like The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brain. I can't remember who that one is, but it'll show you exactly like the hardwiring. You know, this world, like the people that can focus are the ones that employ the ones that can't, because the ones that can't need direction and need, you know, someone to show them exactly what to do. So guys, really, as I said, if I was starting out and I had even $3,000, $4,000, let alone, let's say, even going and getting your own place, I would tell my, you know, say I have relatives in like Russia or something like that, which I do. You know, I ask one of them, I'm like, look, can I crash with you for a month, 2 months? You know, if you moved away from your parents, go live back with your parents for fucking like 2-3 months in their basement to build their business. To build your business, you know, if you're like, whatever it may be, you know, if you can't, as I said, if you can't afford to pay rent or get an Airbnb for 3 months somewhere, then just go live back with your parents or something like that. You know, find a way, make it work. But for me, the key would be isolation and going like, look, for 3 months, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna lock myself in a room and make this happen. Now, for me, because it was like such a long process, I didn't have to do that, because, you know, I was so consistent over 3-4 years, everything from meditating, reading business books at like 14, 15, surrounding myself with the right people. I just did it for a long enough period that eventually for 3 years I looked like an idiot, because I was like, everyone else was going out having fun, or like everyone else was like talking about, you know, all this stupid shit about gossiping and stuff like that, and I'm like sat in a corner reading a book, and I look like an idiot. But then eventually, like, it pops and it happens, and it becomes apparent why I did that for so long, right? Why I would be in my school, and while everyone else is like going out getting food, I would lock myself into a bathroom stall and meditate for 30 minutes, right? That sort of stuff starts to become apparent. But you know, so luckily I didn't have to do that. But if I was starting out again, 100%. Book a plane ticket out somewhere super cheap, somewhere where there's no enjoyment whatsoever. So maybe don't even book a place like Barcelona or Tenerife. Go to fucking like Austria. I want to say Austria is a beautiful country, but like, you get my point. You know, just go somewhere where it's just like there's not anything really entertaining to do. You don't know anyone there, and your only option is to make this thing work, or you've just you've just wasted 3 months of your life, and you know, things aren't going to look too pretty after that. But guys, honestly, when your back is up against the wall, people do incredible things, and people make things happen that really in any other circumstance they wouldn't have been able to do. And you know, I truly believe that. And isolation, deep work, that's why I'm here right now. And you know, without isolation, without deep work and being to yourself, and you know, training your mind to not constantly have a new notification or this or the new stimulus every fucking like 30 seconds, to me, that's how you get mega successful. So guys, that is my long-winded answer to what would I do if I was just starting out again. I would find some place, I would isolate myself, and I would entirely focus on one thing, which is building your online business for 3 months. And then at that point, you know, you can reintegrate back into the real world. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get back to work, and yeah guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video.